Welcome to another episode of the A-List Movie Club. I'm your host, the Game Changer, Wes Truth. And with me, as always, are Dominic and John. How's it going tonight, guys?
Good.
Good.
And of course, this is the show where each week one of us picks a different film for the others to check out. But this time it was actually kind of a special episode, one of our Dollar Tree picks, because John and I like to go to the Dollar Tree and give ourselves a good laugh at the price of $1.25 sometimes. And well, maybe you'll get lucky. You never know with some of these picks. So this time, this was one we were both interested in checking out, and it is called Spree. And there it is. So the synopsis for this is thirsty for a following. Kurt Kunkel is a rideshare driver who has figured out a deadly plan to go viral.
Okay.
This came out in 2020.
Let the hijinks ensue.
I don't think it ever went to theaters, did it? Was this straight to video or streaming?
I actually just had that up.
Netflix thing?
I think it was like same day as theaters, August 14th, 2020. It had like one of those Sundance like debuts or something like that. I thought I saw somewhere.
Oh.
Like one of those, yeah.
They'll let anybody submit a movie.
I guess. Just show up.
I thought I read that somewhere. Anyway.
I'm starting it. I don't know. I thought the premise was kind of cool. I actually kind of liked the kid that played Kurt Kunkel or whatever his name was.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he did pretty well.
Stranger Things.
Yeah, I haven't watched Stranger.
It's a good show.
Yeah. We watched the first season of it, got kind of bored in the second season.
Oh.
But yeah, it just took a sideways turn for me. What I thought could have been really, really creepy and good got too much when they introduced the comedian in it, and that whole thing. I think they tried to, make it more like a morally, kind of almost like a little bit of a moral message.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a satire.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought it went south there. I didn't hate it. But I didn't really love it or anything like that. I'll have to think about what I'm going to give this, but that's about it for me.
Yeah, I watch a lot of videos of people who buy movies from the Dollar Tree, and this one always pops up as one of the better Dollar Tree ones. I recommend you watching it. So when I found it, I was like, oh, cool. And I agree with you, Dom. I like the idea. I think there's something there. And I like that it's like a social commentary on kids are obsessed with social media and likes and follows. And, it's not my generation, but, I get sort of what's going on beneath the surface. I liked, like you said, the way it was going was good. And then that turn just killed the movie. We didn't need a comedian. We didn't need that extra. Him doing what he was doing and not getting the follows he wanted. Like, that was fine.
Yeah, it was a turn into
other
a brick
YouTube
wall.
kid. Like, he didn't need any of that extra stuff. I don't know, it was just they're padding out the time, or they weren't sure what movie they were trying to make. I agree. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. I probably won't remember it a year from now, kind of.
You'll see it at the Dollar Tree and be like, oh, yeah, this.
I think it would have been a little better if they didn't take themselves too seriously. and sort of leaned into the ridiculousness of it, or spent more like he's like the satire of it. Just let's make fun of all these kids who are trying to get all these follows and likes. But it was kind of not like, is it a comedy? Is it a horror? Is it like, what kind of movie is it trying to be? But it's not bad. I would tell people to watch it. I would recommend it for a watch. But it's not like I'd probably forget about it. I watched it like a month ago. I already forgot about most of it.
Okay.
Yeah. Much like you guys, I thought it had an interesting premise. It does make you think again about like taking an Uber, and I kind of made me a little worried that it will give people ideas, but hopefully not. Um, I thought there was some good kills and gore. The certain scene at the junkyard with a certain tool was probably my favorite scene. But you really have to overlook common sense here more than most horror movies, I thought, because it just goes way over the top. Like, as soon as he took over that other live streamer's feed, the police would have easily found him because his exact location is known. But I have here just what you guys said. It takes a turn for the worse when they get to the comedian subplot. It just stops dead and then like goes into the comedy act. And then the comedy act for the person before her. I'm just like, oh, come on already. There's also random racial messages that get thrown out and thrown in and out. Like, well, that was random. Okay. Yeah, it has a message with its satire of social media becoming an addiction, but I don't think it's quite as smart as it thinks it actually is. I thought Joe Keery does do a nice job, like Dominic said, a good performance. Yeah, I think a better ending actually would have been that one of his followers is as his last customer would have knocked him off using like one of his own tricks or something. But I know Dominic, you said like an 8th grader could make a better ending to what they gave. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we all pretty much agree.
And what about random David Arquette?
Yeah. Yeah, that came out of nowhere too. Like, how? Maybe he knew the director or something. I don't know.
I think they wanted a name, but only could afford David Arquette.
Yeah. Officer Dewey only gets you so far.
Exactly.
When building the character of Kurt Kunkel, Eugene Kodolenko, the director, and the star Joe Keery watched cringe compilations and videos from people without a big following.
Oh, so probably me.
The director did 40 all-nighters, writing all the comments and usernames that appear throughout the movie.
Wow.
Wow.
Only 2 scenes in the film were filmed with a film camera. Say that 5 times real fast. Joe Keery is still posting on TikTok as Kurt under the account Kurt's World.
That's weird.
Wow. I think I might follow that. I think I may.
Oh, you do already? Or
I think I do already.
oh, that's weird.
Oh, I got for trivia.
All right.
All right, let's rate this pig. I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna give it a 4. A 4.
I thought you'd be worse.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's in the words of my favorite YouTube movie reviewer. It's meh. It's a 5. It's kind of eh. You said not terrible, not great, worth a watch.
And I'm right in there with you guys, so I'm gonna say a 5 as well. All right, so that is Spree. I guess if you happen to
Have
run
Wes
across
do
it
a
somewhere,
have
whatever.
John do a
Watch
scrubbing.
it, don't watch it. We don't really care.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so next week, it's gonna be a rite of passage for us because none of us have seen this, and it's been considered to be one of the worst movies ever made. And that is gonna be the independent film, I suppose, Birdemic. Shock and Terror is what its title is. So
Oh God.
it's gonna be interesting. It's one of those so bad it's good type movies, from what I've heard. That's on par with The Room. So we shall see.
We Like Wrestling Podcast. It's a weekly podcast and YouTube show. Me and three other guys sit around discussing any and everything wrestling related. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. We're on YouTube. We're on Apple Podcast, wherever you find your podcast, iTunes. We Like Wrestling Podcast.
All right. And of course, for me, you can subscribe right here on YouTube, youtube.com/Westside of 515. Like the show on Facebook, facebook.com/WestTrueBaylist. And of course, you can follow me on the Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd at WestAlist. Until next time, Troop out.